Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where we focus on emergency preparedness, food security, and self-reliance. And today we're going to do some revisiting of some things that we have talked about before in terms of emergency preparedness, and that is emergency lighting. And 2 years ago, we did a video on emergency heating and lighting. And about that same time, in about a 1-month period, we did videos on using clay pot heaters and Crisco candles, and we specifically addressed the downside of using those things. And we ourselves do not use either one of those because of the dangers of open flame, but knowing that some people may not have the resources for more expensive alternatives, we gave a safe way to make Crisco candles, but we still do not recommend and do not use the clay pot heaters. I have a son-in-law who is a fireman up in Washington State, and a nephew who is a firefighter in northern Utah. And to hear the stories that they sometimes tell is enough for me to not want to have anything to do with open flames. So let's talk about a couple of things that we want to consider when we think about lighting, emergency lighting. And this assumes, of course, that the grid has gone down and that we need alternative sources for providing light. Well, how much light do we need? And what are the power sources? First of all, the power sources. There are 4 major power sources that we can count on for emergency lighting: battery, chemical, solar, and flame. And then there are a couple of other ones that I wouldn't even bother with because one is manual, where you do a hand crank thing. Who wants to be doing that during a power outage? And then another one that can recharge things from just the ambient light in a room. But the result is so dim it makes it worthless. So why would we want light during a power outage? Well, of course, to see. We'd like enough light that we can recognize other family members. We would like enough light in order to perhaps read, to see across a room. And there are many options out there that don't give us quite that light. So it is important when we think about emergency preparedness and being in the dark that we have some light sources. Light lifts our spirits and helps us feel a little bit more normal in troubling times. I have visited quite a few other websites and looked at the way others present emergency lighting. Many of them, including us, are Amazon affiliates, and they will give you a whole list of alternative light sources with links to their Amazon affiliate links that and then they don't do a very good presentation of the pros and cons. And we are also Amazon affiliates. We have an Amazon store on both of our for both of our YouTube channels. But our policy is, in the first place, we give half of that money to Primary Children's Hospital. And then the other thing is that we don't ever put anything up in our Amazon store that we do not recommend, because we have paid for it with our own money and we have tried it out. So we're going to revisit a couple of the things that I presented 2 years ago. Plus, I'm going to present a couple of new things as well, and how our thinking has changed over time. Life teaches us good lessons, and for us, these lessons have come in the form of power outages, where we have had the opportunity to try out some of the things that we have learned. And we've rejected Crisco candles, we've rejected the heating clay pots. Today we're only going to be talking about lighting. So in terms of open flame, which is one of the things that can power light for us, we don't ever use open flame candles, ever. And the reason is we recognize our physical limitations. And as we have aged, we get a little bit forgetful. Other limitations may be if you have pets or young children around the house, you may also want to reconsider using open flames. Now, this little lantern, which we presented 2 years ago, is called a UCO candelier, and it has 3 candles in it that are this tall. This is spring-loaded, so the candles are pushed up constantly. Now, this is not a bad deal because the flame is not exactly an open flame. It's partially covered, although it's open, but even that opening is protected by this upper construction right here. Now, this gives off a little bit of light, and it is the only one of the ones I'm going to show you today that gives off any heat. It's not a lot of heat. It would be enough heat, for instance, to prevent your pipes from freezing. So this might be a good thing to put in a small room like a bathroom or under a kitchen sink, provided there's nothing else there that would catch on fire, either flammable material or fumes. So just be very, very cautious. Frankly, I have not opened this up nor have I lit those candles since 2 years ago when I presented this. So this stays on our shelf as a backup of our backup of our backup. This is not really high on our list. It is always a good thing to have redundancies, different ways of producing light, so that if one thing fails, then you have another option. So this one is one of the new ones. We have not presented this one before, and we really do like this one. This one is can be adjusted across 2 axes, this way and then this way. You can loosen these knobs and then you can move it this way. But look how great this light is. Okay, there. So that is on, and it has several different options that we can do. So it goes brighter and brighter still, and then it goes into emergency mode. And so this is really a good one to have in your automobile, because you could put this out on the road by your car to alert other drivers that maybe you've pulled over to the side, that you have an emergency situation. We have also used this one as an alternative lighting source to shoot our videos when we go to another place and don't want to carry our larger lighting apparatus. And so this one is great. It puts out a lot of light and it lasts for a really long time. The way this is powered is through electricity, but it has this kind of plug that we can attach to something that is powered by solar, which is exactly what we do. This is our baby Bluetti right here. And this is probably one of the most important things we have in terms of emergency lighting, because this is powered by either a wall socket, but if that goes down, it is powered by solar. And we have the solar panels to go with this. We charge this up, and then it can power anything in the house that has a plug like this, or anything in the house that has a regular plug here. And so this is such a handy thing. We highly, highly recommend either this baby Bluetti or one like it. We have had two different brands, and by far the Bluetti has outperformed anything we have had before. And right now it's $2.99, but sometimes you can get it on sale for $1.99. So watch for this if you don't have one or something similar to this. So this one is highly recommended by us to have. It's very, very versatile. We have a couple of these, and when we travel, we keep it in the car, and otherwise we have it available to use in the house for a power outage. I'm going to jump this one and come over to this one. This one was one that we did show early on, and 2 years ago. We've been using these now for 2 years. We have probably a dozen of these. We love these. This is probably, and I stated it in that other video, this is our favorite, and it has remained our favorite because of its versatility. We have these by every door. We have these in every room. We have them in our trailer. When the lights go out, before we can get set up with our generator, if that is necessary, if it's going to be several days, if it's just going to be a few hours, these suffice just fine. And so this gives a nice bright light. This is 1,000 lumens. It can go dim. It can also blink. And so it has several options, including you can turn it upside down, and it has a hanger right here for hanging in a tent or whatever you might want it to hang on. So these are really wonderful. And actually, these are on sale right now for 40% off on Amazon. So you can access that sale price in our store. You get 2 for $35, which we think is a really good idea. And we highly recommend these. Now, the downside to this one is that they are battery powered. These take 3 D-cell batteries. And in the other video, I had 3 D-cell batteries sitting out and said that of course, this takes batteries. Well, batteries are a consumable. Regular batteries, you use up the power and you throw them away. And so this Black Friday that happened a week or so ago, we decided to get a little smarter about how we are going to be powering these. So we found a great deal on rechargeable batteries and the battery charger. And so we bought, how many sets of these, Jim? 3 sets of these. And so even though we have 30 batteries in operation, or actually 36 batteries with our 12 lanterns, we have space for 12 rechargeable batteries. And we figured that rotating through them, having 12 available would be fine. And so we now have gotten smarter about this and are using the rechargeable batteries for this. And the recharger works with this kind of a plug that can go right in our Bluetti. In fact, we did charge these up with our big Bluetti when we first got them. This is a newcomer to the lineup. I just barely got this. I cannot tell you how thrilled I am with this. Now, it still needs to withstand the test of time. I've had it for maybe a month. I left one in the box so that we could unbox it. So we're going to do that right now so you can see what it comes like. So here is the box. It has the cord right here, and it has a wraparound cord thingy. And then it's nicely packaged. And here it is. So here's the instructions. Don't lose these. This is solar powered. And the plug that is used to power it up is, again, this. And so we can use our Bluetti to charge it. Now, here is the cool thing about this. Now, this one I'm going to set aside and bring in the one that I've been playing with for a month. This is solar powered. Most of the time when we buy solar powered lanterns, one side is the lantern, the other side is the solar panel. And so you would have to tip this way and let it charge by the sun and so forth. But check this out. Is this cool or what? 2 solar panels. This charges up outside in about 4 to 6 hours. And they advertise that it will provide light for up to 80 hours before those batteries need to be recharged. 80 hours. So that is fantastic. Well, I decided to just check that out. So I put it on high. So you can dim it and make it go high or low. There's high. I set it on high and then just let it sit. And it went for 18 hours on high. Then I recharged it all the way and set it on dim. It goes back up again. Set it on dim, and it went for 76 hours. And Jim and I carried these around the house to compare with this one that we like so much. And you can probably see that this one is much lighter. But this gives an amazing amount of light as well. Plus, it lasts for such a long time. And then we just recharge it using solar. And so this is enough to read by. It's enough for me to do my computer work by, because I tried it out. I turned the lights off in the library where my office corner is, and I used it for that as well. So we are pretty thrilled with what we have in terms of emergency lighting. And hope this is helpful to you. And once again, the thing that really is the foundation for us is this solar generator, this solar charger, whatever you want to call it. Solar power station is what they are called, which can use either your wall socket or solar to charge up, and it will charge lots and lots and lots of things. You can even put your phone right there and it will charge it right on the top. So this is a rundown of the products that we have used and tested for a long time, with the exception of this one, which we've been using for a month. And so far, we love this. We love this. So these are the three that we would depend on the most in a power outage. And we have enough options here that we could keep ourselves with light indefinitely. We're fortunate to live in the desert where the sun shines a lot. And so solar power is really a good option for us. I hope this has been helpful. I hope as you think about what it might be like to provide our own light without power for an extended period of time, that you will do some careful thinking about the types of light that you are going to be storing and using, so that you can be prepared for emergencies as well. So thanks so much for joining us for this, and we will see you very soon for another video.